3 days. That's how long the average American household has food before the shelves are completely empty in a crisis. Not weeks, not months, 3 days. In 2021, Texas lost power for a week, and people were eating from vending machines and fighting over the last cans at Walmart. That was just 7 days. What happens when it's 6 months? Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a 6-month emergency food supply, starting from zero, on a budget most people actually have. No excuses, no overwhelm, just a system that works. Before we get into the list, understand why 6 months specifically. FEMA recommends 72 hours. Preparedness experts recommend 30 days. But 6 months is the threshold where you become truly independent from supply chain disruptions. In every major crisis in modern history, COVID, Hurricane Katrina, the 2011 Japan earthquake, supply chains took between 3 and 6 months to fully normalize. 72 hours buys you a long weekend. 6 months buys you actual security. And the math is simpler than you think. Most households can build a 6-month supply for under $500 if they do it systematically over 8 to 12 weeks. Step 1 is understanding your actual caloric needs. The average adult needs 2,000 calories per day to maintain basic function under stress. And under physical stress during a crisis, that number goes up to 2,500. For a family of 4 over 6 months, that's approximately 1,440,000 calories total. That sounds enormous until you break it down by food category. Rice, 1 pound contains roughly 1,600 calories and costs under $1. Dried beans, 1 pound contains 1,500 calories and costs around $1.50. Oats, 1 pound contains 1,700 calories and costs under $2. These 3 staples alone can form the caloric backbone of your entire storage system for pennies per day per person. Everything else builds on top of this foundation. Here is the systematic list, organized by priority and cost efficiency. Category 1. Grains. White rice is your most important purchase. It stores for 25 to 30 years in sealed containers, provides dense calories, and is universally edible. Target 25 pounds per person for 6 months. Rolled oats are your second grain. Versatile, high in fiber, stores for 30 years sealed, 10 pounds per person. Hard winter wheat stores indefinitely and can be ground into flour. 25 pounds per person if you have a hand grinder. Category 2. Legumes. Dried beans, black, pinto, kidney provide protein and fiber that grains alone cannot give you. 15 pounds per person for 6 months. Lentils cook faster than beans and require no soaking. 10 pounds per person. Split peas round out your legume supply. 5 pounds per person. Category 3. Fats. This is where most people's food storage fails. You cannot survive long-term on grains and beans alone without adequate fat intake. Coconut oil stores for 2 years unopened and provides essential calories. Olive oil stores for 18 months. Ghee, clarified butter, stores for up to a year at room temperature. Target 1 gallon of combined fats per person for 6 months. Category 4. Salt, sugar, and honey. These are not luxuries. They are preservation tools and caloric supplements. Salt, 5 pounds per person. White sugar, 10 pounds per person. Stores indefinitely. Honey stores literally forever, has antimicrobial properties, and provides dense calories, 3 pounds per person. Category 5. Freeze-dried and long-term packaged food. This is where Mountain House and 4 Patriots come in. These are not your primary food source. They are your backup, your variety, and your morale food. Mountain House freeze-dried meals have a 30-year shelf life, require only boiling water, and taste significantly better than plain rice and beans after week 3 of a crisis. I've linked their best value buckets in the description. The calorie per dollar ratio on their bulk options is the best in the category. A single 4 Patriots 3-month supply kit covers one adult's caloric needs for 90 days and costs around $250. Link is in the description. Category 6. Vitamins and supplements. 6 months on stored food will create nutritional gaps. A daily multivitamin, vitamin C, and vitamin D supplements should be stored alongside your food supply. A 6-month supply per person costs under $30 total. Category 7. Spices and condiments. This is the most underestimated category in every food storage list. Eating plain rice and beans 3 times a day for 6 months is psychologically devastating. Spices are what make survival food edible long-term. Store cumin, chili powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and cinnamon. Each jar lasts 2 to 4 years and costs under $3. Hot sauce bottles last 3 years unopened. Soy sauce lasts indefinitely sealed. Bouillon cubes transform plain boiled rice into something that feels like a real meal. Budget $20 total for a complete spice kit. It is the highest morale per dollar investment in your entire storage system. Category 8. Water storage. Food storage without water storage is incomplete and largely useless. You need water to cook every single item on this list. Beyond cooking, you need water for drinking, basic hygiene, and sanitation. The minimum is 1 gallon per person per day. For 6 months, that is 180 gallons per person. Start with 55-gallon water barrels. 2 barrels covers 1 person for approximately 110 days. Add a quality water filter like the Life Straw or a Berkey countertop filter for long-term water security beyond your stored supply. I've linked the most cost-efficient 55-gallon water storage barrel on Amazon in the description. Having the food is only half the equation. Storing it correctly determines whether it actually lasts 25 years or spoils in 18 months. The system is simple. Mylar bags plus oxygen absorbers plus food-grade buckets. Mylar bags are heat-sealable metallic bags that block light and moisture, the 2 primary causes of food degradation. A 5-gallon Mylar bag holds approximately 33 pounds of rice. Oxygen absorbers go inside the sealed bag and remove the oxygen that causes oxidation and insect activity. A 300 cubic centimeter oxygen absorber is sufficient for a 1-gallon Mylar bag. The sealed Mylar bag then goes inside a food-grade 5-gallon bucket with a Gamma Seal lid for stackability and rodent resistance. The complete setup costs approximately $3 to $5 per bucket to seal. For a family of 4's 6-month grain supply, you need roughly 20 buckets. Total sealing cost under $100. I've linked the complete Mylar bag and oxygen absorber kit on Amazon in the description. It's the most cost-efficient option I've found. Storage location: cool, dark, and dry. Ideal temperature is below 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Every 10-degree increase in storage temperature cuts shelf life approximately in half. Direct sunlight is the enemy of long-term food storage. Here is the actual budget breakdown for one adult for 6 months of food storage, built over 10 weeks on $50 per week. Week 1, $50, 25 pounds white rice, 10 pounds rolled oats, 5 pounds salt, Mylar bags, and oxygen absorbers. Week 2, $50, 15 pounds dried beans, 10 pounds lentils, 5 pounds sugar. Week 3, $50, 5 pounds split peas, 3 pounds honey, 1 gallon coconut oil. Week 4, $50, 25 pounds hard wheat, 1 gallon olive oil, 6-month vitamin supply. Weeks 5 through 8, $50 each. Repeat the above categories to reach full 6-month quantities. Weeks 9 and 10, $50 each. Mountain House or 4 Patriots freeze-dried meals for variety and backup. Total investment, approximately $500 over 10 weeks. That is $50 per week, less than most households spend on takeout. For a family of 4, multiply by 4. $2,000 total or $200 per week over 10 weeks. This is not a prepper fantasy. This is basic household resilience that every family should have before they need it. Now, the 7 mistakes that destroy food storage systems. Mistake 1. Storing food you don't normally eat. If your family never eats lentils, a crisis is not the time to learn. Store what you eat and rotate it into your normal diet. Your storage becomes a living pantry, not a forgotten bunker. Mistake 2. Ignoring cooking methods. You have 200 pounds of rice and beans. Great. Now the grid is down, your stove doesn't work, and you have no way to cook any of it. Food storage without a cooking solution is completely useless. You need at minimum 2 alternative cooking methods that don't depend on electricity or natural gas. A propane camp stove with 10 backup canisters gives you approximately 30 hours of cooking time. A rocket stove that burns wood or biomass gives you unlimited cooking capacity. A solar oven works in daylight with 0 fuel cost. Store at least 2 of these 3 options alongside your food supply. Budget $50 to $150 for a quality camp stove setup. It is non-negotiable. Mistake 3. No rotation system. Even properly sealed food needs to be inspected annually and rotated. The first in first out method means you always consume the oldest items first and replace them with fresh stock. Label every container with the seal date. Set a calendar reminder every 12 months to inspect your storage. Families that rotate their storage never waste food and never face the psychological barrier of eating unfamiliar food in a crisis. Mistake 4. Storing everything in one location. If your entire supply is in one room and that room floods, burns, or becomes inaccessible, your entire system is gone. Distribute your supply across at least 2 separate locations. Keep a dedicated 2-week emergency supply in a waterproof container that can be grabbed in under 3 minutes if you need to evacuate. Your 6-month supply stays home. Your grab-and-go kit moves with you. Mistake 5. All or nothing thinking. Most people never start because they think they need to buy everything at once. The $50 per week system exists precisely to eliminate this barrier. Start this week. Buy 1 bag of rice and 1 bag of beans. That is day 1 of your food storage system. Mistake 6. Ignoring nutritional balance. Calories keep you alive. Nutrients keep you functional. A diet of only grains and beans over months will create deficiencies in vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and essential fatty acids that affect your immune system, energy levels, and mental clarity. This is why the vitamin and supplement category is non-negotiable, and why variety in your freeze-dried backup supply matters beyond just morale. Mistake 7. Forgetting operational security. If your neighbors know you have 6 months of food and they have nothing, you become a target by week 2. Don't discuss your prep levels with people outside your immediate trusted group. Keep your storage out of sight from windows and common areas. Consider storing a small amount of extra food specifically for barter or goodwill with immediate neighbors you trust. A community that preps together is exponentially more resilient than isolated individuals with full pantries and no allies. 6 months of food security, under $500 for one person, 10 weeks to complete it. The links to everything I mentioned, Mountain House bulk buckets, 4 Patriot supply kits, mylar bags and oxygen absorbers, and the 55-gallon water barrel are all in the description below. If you're starting from zero today, start with the rice and beans. That's it. 1 bag of each. You just started. If this gave you a concrete next step, subscribe. Next week, I'm covering exactly how to build a 72-hour bug out bag for under $150. Every item, every link, in order of priority. See you there.